welcome to Dear Unicorn with me, Sadiq, alongside my two wonderful co-hosts, Raven and Olivia. And today we'll be talking about Pride in Barbados.
Hi, welcome to Dear Unicorn. I'm Raven, and today we're going to be talking about pride. So, Sadiq has his own quandaries about the straight pride, which I'm not here for. So we're going to get into that. Why pride? Olivia's going to talk about why she didn't attend pride last year, and I am going to be talking about why I'm going to be there for certain integral points of pride.
Integral parts of pride.
Very integral. Very end.
So at least I've been there. You see my visibility in all of my glory.
It's what bitches like to do. We call it showing our face.
Yeah. So
As long as we're seen, we're good.
It's so true. Like, you go on one thing that you see, like, you remember when? Like, that's
Yeah,
what
it's like, then you can't say that now, you might be right.
and we're all showcasing our pride theme. I'm the shirt, my hair, Sadiq's braids, Olivia's
what do you call these?
Rap.
Wraps?
pieces. So yes. So sorry. So yeah. White Pride in Barbados 2019 and
Alright, so tell us why you didn't go to Pride last year in 2018.
I'm gonna be real blunt.
Yes,
I'm
of
gonna
course.
be
You
real
go
blunt.
why?
I did not give two shits.
Why you did not give
Because-
shits?
Even though for me, yeah, celebration and shit, personally, again, from the perspective of a young boy who is maybe not,
Yeah, this young boy.
we can just answer an infant sucking on a shoes.
Oh,
fuck you.
Toddler, because you this young thing.
Every single episode, he gonna let people know that he ever so young. It's like, yes, a young.
Considering that
So
you
these
look
women
like
here
far,
all-
you fight with this full beard. I ain't here for it.
He's so late to let people know how young he is.
teardrops all around, teardrops all around. But anyways, yeah, so personally for me, I was not about Pride last year. Even though, yeah, it's a great celebration of you showing that you are visibly here, you're not just a person in the background. Whatever, that's great for you. For me, I am not at that point where I feel comfortable enough. Simple.
Yeah, they're doing a podcast.
Yeah, I know, such a great thing. But again, God damn it.
I'm pretty sure someone said it, yeah, exactly. And Santa was like, huh? Like, you're doing this podcast?
I know, right? Like, such a great convenient thing. But point is, for me, at that point in time, even though I like being me, I like being comfortable in my own skin. I don't think I'm that comfortable yet, and I feel like certain people can relate to me in that sense that yeah, you feel comfortable, but not that comfortable being like out there and visible, which I think most people should or could relate to.
Sounds
Hopefully.
a little bit like a glass
No, it
closet. It isn't?
isn't.
We haven't discussed what a glass closet is that on another episode.
And they're going into another thing that will happen later, and you hopefully will watch. Hopefully, please.
So, Raven, why didn't you take part last year?
I went to a brunch with my boyfriend and my best friend.
Okay, boyfriend.
I had a boyfriend at the time, so yeah, it's a new boyfriend.
Focus on the word "have," please.
Old boyfriend.
Oh, I have a boyfriend now. So I went to honestly I wasn't very interested in the Pride events last year because I live my own life outside of Pride, so it wasn't a focal point when I needed to attend the parade. I didn't attend much of the events leading up to Pride last year either. So I lived my best life. I was not interested in the Pride events. I showed my support minimally, and I think that was enough. But this year, I also had a fear of the ignorant persons in Barbados trying some shit and attacking the parade.
That was a very personal thing for me as well, because next thing you know, you just see fucking rocks or like Hope just likes to say fucking moonstones flying through the air like comets. No, please, I am not here for it.
Yeah, so I wasn't really interested in going to the Pride. Like, honestly, I had my branch set out like a long time, so I really wasn't interested in going to the Pride. And even if I was not doing anything, I still had that slight fear of some idiot making a scene to stop or impede the Pride event, the Pride parade in some way. So I have a beautiful face, and we all know that I'm very vain. So I'm not going to risk ruining my face for some jackass that may be drunk or willfully looking to cause a scene at the parade.
Yeah,
so I wasn't here for it last year. What about you, Olivia?
Yes, what about you? You've heard our views.
I felt that the Pride parade last year was more of a cosmetic issue, or it was more about appearances and less about the actual needs of the LGBT community in Barbados. And when I say that, I mean basic rights we don't have. And I will discuss that in the agenda, the basic rights that we don't have, but yet we're going to want to go and march and say that we're proud. And we have Pride, which is an oxymoron. That made sense to me. And even when I did start to consider, like, maybe the march would be good to give us more recognition and appearance or presence, in the community, then you had members of the committee on the news saying, oh, well, the Christians and the Rastas could come and join us. So I'm like, you's a fucking idiot, thing. But there are also people that want nothing to do with me. Are you inviting them? It's like you inviting trouble. So I know people were like, well, that's not what myself and the persons that I interact with, we all felt that was the wrong message to say, look, we want to include everyone so the allies to come, but that wasn't said. What was said is like, oh, if you're Christian or you're handicapped or you're a Rasta, you can come. And I'm like, then fucking people don't get too fussed about we. Why we including them? Right? There's a big difference between allies and you grouping a whole bunch of people into it. And to go with what Raven said as well with the violence that was possible, I wasn't comfortable with that either. I know that 50 years ago, that's what happened when they did the first Pride, and that's good for them. But in this day and age and in Barbados, even up to today, I heard a story when I was like reading about these people that are being attacked here in Barbados. So I mean, Bajans, when they're ready, they're very unpredictable. One day they might be good, and then the next day something will happen. So I personally wasn't willing to risk it. I'm my mother only child, so I can't afford to risk it.
That, and I have a life to live, and I live life, to be quite honest.
So that was last year for us. So this year now, obviously we're doing Dairy Unicorn, and even when we first planned Dairy Unicorn, there was this thing about, are we going to do it in June or should we wait till July? And I was like, that doesn't make sense. June is the month of Pride. That's when most people will be more intrigued and willing to be part of the community and to show their alliance to the community. So that's one of the reasons why we started Dairy Unicorn in June. But when it comes to the actual March this year, I don't like the fucking sun. I barely like to sweat. When you see me here doing this, that's because I hot. And I know it sounds real bad that it should be all about the Pride March. Ain't happening. So I can park my car by the Prime Minister office, and I can meet them down the lights, and I can do my part in that aspect. And plus, these people are marching for 1 day for 2 hours. I'm doing this podcast now. This is like the 6th episode, whatever episode it is. So I've done my due diligence. Oh my God, you know what I sound like? That's a joke that certain people would get. But I have thought about taking part. Maybe next year I would do the whole march.
Yeah, maybe.
Apparently the guys are trying to get me a girlfriend, so maybe next year I can do the whole march and I could bitch to her about the fact that I got to do the march. But this year
And then she can convince you, be like, no, come along, come, show your pride.
she's my girlfriend, I mean she knows very well how to convince me to do anything. So yes, I might do the march next year.
Anyways,
That's why but this year we're kind of doing the march. We're doing half the march. Why would it be dangerous?
Speak for yourself. I this year have been more visible and more
out
there when it came to the Pride calendar and the events I attended quite a few, and
We show we face.
Yes, we were there to represent our podcast, and we were there to represent our own personal interest in why we thought about being more visible at Pride this year. And I think that's enough. It needs to be a gradual build up for some persons for whatever reasons they have.
Personally, for me, I think that's a very good thing. Like, I would gradually come to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm comfortable enough being
To go from the start to the end. Yeah, I don't know if I can ever get there because I'm lazy. I was a glamour puss. I'm here for the optics, all the prettiness.
No, you'll be there for 5 minutes taking pictures, like, yeah, Pride. And they're like, nah, bitch, what the fuck is it? Where's the car?
Yeah, if we do go this year, I feel like it'd be a situation where we're gonna drop us there, and then she's like, I can see, I literally can see she in the car, and I'm like, see when they be street. That's exactly what it is. I literally can picture it. You say, see when they be street.
That's true.
What just happened? They're having many strokes. All right. So, what does pride mean, or being proud mean to you? I know you say you got your own little thing going on, so you don't need this extra day or this extra month that people just feel like they need to be extra. I say extra a lot.
Yeah.
Extra.
No,
But yeah.
I live pretty visibly and proud as a trans woman on a daily basis. So I think Pride is a 365-day thing for me, like yearly. I don't think it needs to be correlated in one day. But for me, I can understand why people do the march and the parade and the whole month of June celebrating Pride and what it means to them. And within the Caribbean context, there are only a few countries that have successfully
gotten through with that.
with Pride and haven't had any real issues, if any. This is our second year. This is second year doing Pride, and I still think there's a lot needed to completely have a smooth transition of events into the final thing in the Pride.
You notice on the radio that there's another event.
Yeah.
Same day, and the routes are very similar.
No.
So even
That
situations
anytime
like
as
that.
well. That anytime.
Yeah,
was awesome.
the time, the
It's
world,
like
and
no,
everything.
even situations like that where you have two. I can't use the word clashing because the other event is not negative, but even that shows for me a lack of respect for what our march is doing, because you're trying to say that you can say, look, yeah, we got two things going on, but let me give them this time and space so you can celebrate your day.
And then after that, you guys can take the space and do whatever.
I haven't told them enough. I can't
Right, but the
have to.
thing is,
That
you
the
need
other
to
thing
take
could be
into
held in the morning
consideration.
because that's big.
You need to take into consideration that Pride is a very
niche thing right now.
yes, it's a kind of well kept secret when it comes to the Barbadian folks. So the ones that went last year know about it. The ones that seen the calendar or whatever know about it. These
But the
people,
genuine
that
others
majority
don't know.
thing, they may not know. So it may have been a lapse
Lost over.
in the.
Or they might just saying that, you know what, we're so big, we don't need to respect this small majority.
Well, let's not be so negative, Nancy. Let's try to think of. Yeah, me negative, Nancy. Saying let's not be negative, whatever. Let's think about it as a case where they know the time that our Pride event, the parade is.
I'm not blaming the other organization, I'm blaming the person responsible for issuing the permits.
Let's just say they thought that it would end on time and there wouldn't be any lingering, and the other march that's going to happen an hour, maybe half an hour later, maybe persons that are at the following parade or march or walk, whatever it is, maybe a little invited event. So it comes to a point of intersectionality as opposed to just saying, all right, so the bullers and the wickers and the trans people
You only say brothers and because you don't want to include the trannies, and it say
had their own thing, less random.
the thing is about that organization,
invite them
I don't
into-
think that they will be like that. Because of the target group that is supposed to be targeting, I don't think it will be negative. But you know, these things are
Yeah, you
something
can
else
take
is
like,
wrong.
oh, it's gonna be just fine, and then shit happens, and like, what the fuck happened here?
Yeah, but I mean,
Knowing that organization, the last thing they would want is a bad press. for them.
Yeah, for their name, of course, but shit happens.
It's Sagicor 5K fucking walk. So let's not be pretend that the semantics in this fucking Sagicor 5K walk. So Sagicor, cut us a check for next year. Thanks for being allies. So I think
Now you mentioned the allies. When it comes to pride, that I know now in the states that is legal. All the corporations are on board. We've been having issues here every time we reach out to even the local vodka, which we can do it later. Anytime we reach out to the local arms of these organizations overseas, we get a lot of pushback like, oh, we might provide you guys with product, but we're not gonna actually be part of it. Which for me is
or we'll send you stuff, but let's not mention our name.
Right. Which is like, so you got your international arm, who is all for the gay people or the LGBTQ community, and then you got your local arm that like, we can support you because it's part of our mandate, but we really want everybody in Barbados to know that we support you. So that's, like, I know you talk about organization campaign check, but that is my issue now with organizations, because they think that they just don't want to be part of it, they're not going to be big on it, but I wouldn't be surprised.
International corporations have domestic branches in different countries. So the domestic branches of certain companies who have corporately been on board for Pride have not been showing their support regionally and more so locally in Barbados.
Yeah.
So,
And I'm gonna take a dig. I mean, when we first started this, we reached out to Vodka, Absolute Vodka internationally. And the reason why we reached out to the international branch first is because we realized that on the social media platform for the local branch, there's nothing at all about LGBT, Pride, nothing at all. And if anyone knows about Vodka's been supporting the LGBT community for years. For the ladies that watch the L Word, you would have known that they would have sponsored or been sponsors of the L Word from the minute it went go. So we reached out and they were like, yeah, it's great what you guys are doing, but you have to contact the local branch here. So and when they responded to us within 24 hours, which for me I thought it was great, it was a surprise. And before you all said that we're trying to get people money, what we wanted was the vodka.
We actually just wanted the bottles, the actual rainbow bottles.
So Absolute Vodka has been a supporter of the LGBT community for over 50 years, and they do a limited edition Pride bottle, the LGBT flag colors, and they support these things every year when it comes to Pride. So we were trying to get the Pride bottle for this episode in particular to showcase that national corporations support Pride, and we were trying to do the initiative to say, well, we have the Pride bottle, but personally from interacting with local businesses and knowing the negative stigma that comes with being LGBT, a lot of local businesses don't want to be attached to anything LGBT.
Yeah.
Publicly, right? So they would be all cool because I have reached out to other organizations. They're like, oh, it's cool, fine, do it. We'll give you guys products, but we don't really. That's not something we normally do. And
some organizations said it's not been done yet, so they were open to it. Others said blatantly, no, we don't want anything to do with it, although they have their international head saying, yes, we support LGBT. In country, they don't want anything to do with us.
yes.
Some of them said, well, we think about it, and if we do, we give you something, but we don't want you to mention that we supported you because of the negative backlash that comes with anyone showing support to LGBT organizations or movement in Barbados.
Look, that's us backwards, right? And backpack crazy. Because being LGBT does not mean that I can be out doing craziness. And it's ridiculous to tell the honest truth. Because you have your international organization supporting it and you're supposed to have this mandate and you don't want to meet your mandate here. You're basically saying that, yes, you may have customers who are LGBT, but we don't value the way that we value the straight persons.
True, but at the same time, like the question for me is like, why not? Why not just?
Because they don't want, they're conforming to the negative stigma that being LGBT and Barbados have. Which, honestly, this is a stigma because there's a lot. You know, you was telling me about my phobia, and that's because I don't know. That is exactly what's happening with the LGBT community in Barbados. because people don't know and they're hearing this loud, empty head person talking about, oh, the voters is gay, the gays, and the workers is carry women. And this negativity just being fueled, and you don't have positive people in the LGBT community being in the media. Because if you really look at the LGBT persons in media coming out to Barbados, is a gay guy that breaking up families and getting somebody HIV. Is some wicked woman, and they use the term wicked woman, where she breaking up families. There's very few positive LGBT characters coming out to media in Barbados. Very few. And then when the Bajans find out that there's someone that they like in the international media is LGBT, it's like, oh my god, I didn't know. Like, when honestly people came, all of Bajans was like, I was watching all the time. And Gail on ABC was like, I didn't know that they were gay. Because people assume that being gay means that you're flamboyant and you're low and that you're breaking up homes and families, and not the fact that really, in reality, we're just like them. It's just we happen to fall in love with someone of the same sex. And then the organizations here are so scared of these loud people that really don't have a say or shouldn't have a say. They're conforming to this negativity. If it was a situation of black and white, they wouldn't do it. But because we don't have a positive image, the organizations are scared to step in and say, look, we believe in you guys and we know that you guys aren't bad. And I think it's ridiculous. I know I may have just rant on it, but I think it's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous.
It's not a case where the organizations think being LGBT is a problem. It comes with the heteronormative idea which you just stated in your little rant. So, and again, there are LGBT persons in all walks of society. So there are LGBT persons that work for those same companies and
some of them are on
corporations.
boards of those same companies, but because it's not part of their mandate.
It's not that, it's that they're not going to speak up for the community that they also fall under because they don't want to lose their jobs.
Yeah.
Or they don't want people to say, oh, well, lose a big stinking bullet.
Again, discrimination.
It's so true.
And then they lose their job. So they'd rather keep quiet and let things just fly under the radar as opposed to standing up for something. They don't even have to be vocal and say, yes, I'm an LGBT person. Let's just think about social responsibility, supporting things that could be impactful for other people outside of the LGBT persons that are asking for sponsorship. Let's just think about persons who may be coming up that are your children, your family. These persons are going to have access to certain things. So you could create an opening for persons who realistically need a chance to become themselves and not have any restrictions when it comes to visibly presenting themselves or doing things that aren't normal. Because this social media thing, being on TV, being on podcasts, doing anything that isn't like a bank teller, a marketing, the usual mundane jobs. True. So these things would create opportunities, but again, there are certain corporations that see the need for helping smaller niche groups. There are some corporations who think that, yeah, we'll just let it fester and see if it goes well, and then we'll think about buying in maybe the next time. Or if another group has an idea similar, which may not be LGBT, they'll jump on board.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, this is less thing to deal with, there's less stigmatization.
Yeah, it's less stigma.
So then it's like, okay, sure, let's throw this all in this pot and maybe a sprinkle of salt on. Maybe just a little bit, but yeah, something along those. But yeah, like basically saying along those lines. And for me, I kind of understand why like they're afraid of their name getting dragged through. But at the same time, like you said, the international heads, that's literally their mandate. They want to support people. They want to support people.
You also need
like
to look at
how is being associated with the LGBT dragging a corporation's name through the mud?
yeah, but let's also look at the fact of for different regions you have different mandates, you have different targets. So a country like America or England where they have a huge LGBT community visibly, they would say, okay, if 15,000 people come and say we want to do something, they can say, okay, well, we cover minority groups and we support to this extent. Sure, in smaller territories, they say like Latin America and the Caribbean, those are usually lumped together. Latin America is a lot bigger than the Caribbean. So they may scale down their targets. So some international countries, their mandate may vary for their domestic branches in different countries. Maybe because of the socio-economic relations of in country, it may differ because of the geographic location, the targets may be different. There may be a few factors where the mandate may be the same, but they will put different subjective changes for each country or each region when it comes to supporting certain things that their global mandate would state.
I get that, but alright. Remember when we went in the Price Mart, they had a big spread cake, but then the Slap Happy Father's Day on top of it? It's almost like, yeah, we had a mandate to do a pride cake, but we didn't know where to tell me to do a rainbow colored cake, so we can Slap Happy Father's Day on top of it. Then you look at there's the bike that their Facebook page have the rainbow
RBC.
Right, RBC logo have the rainbow over it, but there really isn't any content about that. Because one I'm trying to say is that, and I guess you're saying it as well. The local mandate is not matching the international mandate, and what I think is most likely going to end up happening is what I thought it would happen in the States now. Is that everybody waiting until it's legal, quote unquote, to then jump on the bandwagon. When really there are organizations like Vodka who's been supporting the LGBT community for generations, I should really say. But yet the local branch can find it in itself to fucking reply to an email. So for me, I find that inconsistent. Because then you know what's gonna happen. You can wait till the body overseas to call you and tell you what you doing, you're making us look bad. Which is you just waiting until somebody bigger up to tell you what to do. If you see an injustice, you can't just get off your ass and do it.
No.
No?
That's not how it works in Barbados.
Which is ridiculous.
It is, but no, it's not. We can't do nothing.
I don't know. I'm not happy about Pride no more. I'm getting irritated and frustrated. So let's bring this back to the nicer things. Shrink.
Another fucking irritating.
You sure go on a lot, right?
Honestly, I ain't got no fucking Pride in Barbados, so look at
It's not a Beijing thing.
it's a US thing. So these white men with the white ignorant ass.
Actually, the founder is he was part of. There's an organization similar to KKK, but I think it's called White Nationalists or something like that. He's a white nationalist member.
White fucking people with the racist and racial homophobic tendencies decided that, oh, gay pride is a thing, so let's have straight pride because we want inclusivity. Yeah, so straight pride ain't fucking with, and if they ever want a straight pride here in Barbados, I can bomb with them.
Right. You remember we had an episode where I was like, at the rate everybody going with this pansexual, asexual, and all these different titles that people want the straight women to be left and they can name minorities. I think that that's what he was going for. He was trying to say that you don't feel straight people don't get this thing about being proud. I was like, but you don't gotta be fucking proud about nothing.
Y'all be
Pretty much y'all
every fucking day.
No, but you don't get discriminated against. And this is one of my issues with like sexual people that is mainly being straight relationships. Because when you're walking down the road and you're going into the bank, you're going into the healthcare system, you're going into your job as a quote-unquote person in a heterosexual relationship, you don't deal with the discrimination that we've got to deal with. If me now and, because a lot of Sundays I dress real butch. Like the other day I walked towards the store and I was like, yo, this girl look real good for a butch, and then I realized it was me. A lot of days I dress real butch. And if I'm with my femme partner, there will be discrimination. Like, Jesus Christ, we're gonna to be out and about, and even some of the other days I used to be out and about with, you just hear people dropping remarks. I get birthday dinner because of bullshit. That is how bad it is, right? So what I'm trying to say is that straight people don't gotta deal with this foolishness. Straight people don't gotta deal with you walking into a restaurant and you just walking in and you trying to get something to do, and somebody going in the back and calling the co-workers, hey, come and look at this, and I'm trying to, hey, come and look at these gay people. They don't gotta deal with that when you at work. As soon as you open your fucking mouth and you got opinions like, oh, because she's a lesbian, she don't like men. It's like, they ain't got nothing to do with that, you's a cunt. But they don't get discriminated on that, but yeah, you want straight pride. Fuck you.
Whoa.
Yeah, so I'm here for the strip. If for the one got strip right here, and the poison one up.
No, you can't be like that because they didn't do it for us.
Okay.
Doesn't mean that we're gonna do it. but
See,
still.
you can got this graphic. Like our editing got so much work to do. Like everything trying to poison people.
That's fine.
That's what you get paid for.
Yeah.
Actually, none of us are getting paid. We're doing this out of our pockets and love for our
Unless you want to pay us.
We really appreciate you guys being part of the this episode, which was Pride 246 or Pride Barbados. And we have some amazing stuff coming up in the future when it comes to Pride. We're actually working on a mini documentary that is going to be on the history, or not really history,
Not
because
really.
it's 2 years.
Oh, shameless plug. I'm going to be in the paper this week. And they're doing a whole piece on me, my life, my journey, whatever. And they're going to be some really amazeballs pictures.
She was panning over them for at least must like a few hours, so yeah.
Yeah, so that all in correlation with the whole Pride 2019 celebration. So, yeah.
Yeah, so please look forward to some good shit.
That's right. Like, share, subscribe, and go and buy. I don't even want to mention the newspaper because them do some homophobic shit. But go and buy your Easy magazine.
I wouldn't say they're doing homophobic shit.
They used
They
to.
had a tendency of making salacious things when it came to LGBT person.
Girl, they had a month where every single Sunday they had an article on why it was bad to be gay. And then the last Sunday it was like, yes, then they got somebody here defending the gay people and saying that all of this other thing that was going on is ridiculous. Nah. They even had an article
It's
that was
pretty silly that you thought that would happen.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I was being silly. They even had a situation where they had a whole thing about this woman, this lesbian that got raped, and they were making fun of it. But you know what? I believe that people can change. So the fact that they're taking Raven and they're going to do an article on her, I am believing that it's going to be a positive article. Otherwise, y'all can get an episode on that particular newspaper. But otherwise, go and buy the Easy Save magazine. Raven's going to
Not
be in it.
easy to say.
Oh shit. I wish I could fucking talk with them, but this is gonna get edited. Oh, anyways. Right, so go and buy the Easy magazine. Ribbon is gonna be in it. She's gonna be talking about her life, as she mentioned, and Pride, and she's gonna be wearing this. You can see it anyways.
Yes.
But
Let's
it's
not
not
spoil. Let's not spoil. Just know that there will be a lot of
Yeah,
color.
so like, share, subscribe. Right, as I mentioned, we're doing a mini documentary on Pride. So if you guys want your videos included, you can always send them to us, and we will add them.
Please.
And depending on how great our editor is, we'll have inserts from Pride 2019 in the end of this video. So, yeah.
We put a lot of shit on Garvey.
Thank you.
Oh dear.
So, yeah.
So,
see you
yeah.
next time.
Bye guys.